Hey, what's up, y'all? Lonnie, I'm back for part two of Wicked Jump Shot. To be great. Still in my youth, childhood era, talking about how I started and everything. But pick up where I left off at. I was talking about how bad, when I got caught out there by my parents. Well, my mom, not my parents, my mom, single mom. When she found out, about my street life and everything, that it hurt me real bad. To face her every day. We walked past each other for months, and it was just, I felt bad. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm her child, her son, her only son. So I know she was disgusted with me, but it hurt me to have my mom feel like that. But that day, I decided to change and started doing the right thing. The basketball court became my best friend. I was still playing football, but you need people to play football. So we only really played on Sundays. And sometimes we would go play football, throwback tackle and stuff like that. But the basketball court I could do by myself, and just me and the basketball. So after all that drama, I was still out there hanging with my friends anyway. They was out there hustling. I was still around them, but I felt like because I wasn't doing it, that, I wasn't doing anything wrong. But lo and behold, being around your friends, hanging with them and everything, you're still going to be a part of that drama. Whatever they into, you're into. So during this time, we used to hang out. We used to go to Crystal Skating Rink, and that was like the spot. We go up there and see Chuck, and it's crazy because we would start off in Congress Park in Southeast where we live at. We would walk up to 15 place, meet up with them, be deep, keep walking up to towards Parkland, meet up with them deeper, keep walking the 22nd, go down the hill, meet with all them, and we would walk across Suitland Parkway, 100 deep, 100 deep, cross Suitland Parkway, walk up the hill, go to Crystal Skating Rink. When you get to Crystal Skating Rink, first of all, it's a fashion show. Then next thing you know, you see guys from other neighborhoods and everything, so people fighting and everything. I'll never forget one fight I got in, and I was with some real goons too. I was with the whole, this one 14 place was pumping. So, you had Pop and Antoine around there and Kyrie and, that whole mob, that crew. And I transferred schools. I left Johnson because I was getting in trouble, the whole knucklehead thing. So I wanted to make a change, wanted to do something different. So I wound up going to Hine. Hine wasn't no better. No better. So I'm at Hine. I got to hang with this dude. I can't remember his name right now. It'll come back to me. But everybody, he had a big head. It was my dude. We used to hang together every day. He was from over D Street in Southeast, behind Eastern. So we used to hang together. And one time, I went to school and I had some work on me and I put it in my locker. And don't ask me how, we were sharing lockers. He didn't really go to school anyway. The food just was there just to be there. He didn't really go to school. He'd come in there, don't go to class or anything. So he had stole my work out the locker. And I went in there looking for it and I couldn't find it. And I'm like, Dad, why I take it to school? Because I didn't want to take it home. I didn't want to have it in my mother's house. I never took anything in my mom's house. So I got stuck with it, and me, naive, being foolish, took it to school. Not even worrying about the consequences of anything could have happened as far as legally and stuff like that. But this fool went in my locker and took it. So this night we had Crystals. I bump into him in Crystals. And I told my guys already, and they know him. So we up there, and they was like, man, whoop him. I'm like, huh? I'm like, that's what y'all do. Y'all whoop him. He was like, nah, y'all gonna go head out, one-on-one. So we go, they walk us to the bathroom. They stand outside the bathroom. They grab him. I remember Pop hugged him around his neck. He terrified of him. He was scared of him. Everybody was scared of Shorty. So we walk into the bathroom and he was like, go ahead, y'all guys gonna shoot the fair one. Go in the bathroom and don't come out until you whoop him. So we go in the bathroom, and as soon as we go in there, this fool, I'm throwing my hands up, I'm ready to rock. This fool pleading the fifth. He like, nah, man, it ain't for us, bro. It ain't for us. I was like, yo, you stole from me. Like, you took from me. Like, that's foul. You don't supposed to do stuff like that, especially somebody you consider a friend. Because we was friends. We hung together every day he came to school. Even when he came to school, he lived behind the school. He would meet me outside lunchtime or after school and everything. Like, we really hung together. So we went in the bathroom and everything. Boom, shot the fair one, whooped him, came out. That was that or whatever. But it's never over, because them fools outside waiting on us. After that, one of them went in there and punished them. So that was like the stuff that was going on at Crystals. It was always a fight. You always see somebody that you beefing with. Like, I mean, so many people during our time in our neighborhood that had big names that was killed or was said to have killed somebody. Like, so much happened at that skating rink, and it was crazy that we would go every single week. I don't think, like, with some of us, our parents knew that the kids were like thugs and gangsters and stuff. But some of us who used to follow behind them and used to go up there, if our parents knew like what was going on up there and we were pressed to go every week, they wouldn't let us go. They would not have let us go. And everything wasn't on the news back then like it is now. As soon as something happened, the news is there. The news was scared to come and report that stuff at that time. They wasn't coming around there throwing no cameras up in nobody's face and filming the scene and all that. They weren't doing that. So that was totally different. Totally different. So back to the basketball side of things, around that same time, now I got into playing guys for money. So now you got all these hustlers with money, betting on jump shots and everything like that. The guy who got me started playing basketball for money, RIP, his name was Wayne Valentine. Wayne had somebody on the court every single day, another drug dealer, that they got all this money and they playing one-on-one. Couldn't play a lick. He played good enough to play street ball, though. He was physical. He had an ugly jump shot that he could make sometimes. He couldn't dribble or anything, but he would play 5-on-5 with guys that can really play. But because he was aggressive and he hacked all the time, he'd get out there and play. Wayne was a straight gambler, though. He was the one who introduced me to playing for money. So he used to play these guys every day, and I just sit over there and watch him. You'll know, because you'll see the cars pull up on the basketball court. And I used to live like right around the corner from the court. Like, if you see my neighborhood, the basketball court is like right in the middle of our neighborhood at the school, Malcolm X. So I go up there every day after school when I get out of school. Wayne up there with his Volvo, or he got his Z or whatever. You know, Wayne had money. And I just sit there and watch him banging bodies with these guys. I was like, yo, they not playing basketball. Like, they just beating each other up, playing physical and hacking and stuff. But that's how you play for money. So one day he offered me up and was like, come on, and had me playing him one-on-one. And you would never think that a guy who can't play basketball can teach you something about playing basketball. I used to play this fool every day, all the time, me and my friends. He used to take turns beating us up. He wouldn't let us shoot, score, nothing. He would hack us to death. Then when he got the ball, he would straight bang our bodies. He'd just dribble and bang into us. It started being fun, because then we were determined to try to beat him, and we were better than him, but he was a grown man, so he had that grown man strength, and he would beat us every single time. Like, none of us could beat him. And he used to actually beat these other guys, these other drug dealers too, for money. He'd sit out there all day long. He got somebody different every day. There'd be a crowd out there watching him. They argue half the time. Games would take an hour, but he would straight up win every single time. And he'd talk his way through most of it, arguing, calls, and everything. So that's how I started playing for money. Because one day I came and he told one of the guys, like, I bet you this youngin' can beat you. So he jumped out there and put the money up on me against the other guy. And I went to work. I played the guy the same way Wayne was playing me, but I had some skill with it. I could shoot. So people would get tired and just wait for me at the free throw line. I'd be at the top of the key. I just shoot it while they hands on their knees, and I make 5, 6, 7 in a row. Next thing you know, the game over. And he went from there and started bringing other people for me to bet. And what he would do, he would give me half the money. So if they betting $1,000, he wouldn't give me 500 then, though. That was too much. But if he bet like 100, he'd give me 50. Then somebody bet 250, he'd give me 100 and stuff like that. But as the money went higher, I ain't get to that 500 split mark yet. He'd be betting 1,000, or he'd be betting multiple people. But he'll still just give me like 250 or something like that. You know, something a young dude like myself could work with. I could deal with that. I was cool. It didn't happen until later on when somebody said something about it. Another guy came over and he was like, yo, man, give him half. He was like, straight up, give him half. And that guy was the same guy who bailed me out of fighting a 15 place that time, because he was actually my cousin's boyfriend, Ernie. Like, man, give him his money. And Ernie could rumble. Ernie was known for boxing. And he was cool. Like, you know, he ain't had no gun beef with nobody. You know, people didn't look at him that way. Even though he was a street guy, you know, he just always just had a real respectable demeanor because he respected people. But at the same time, they knew if something hit the fan, he wouldn't throw the fist. A lot of people ain't like throwing fists, but he would throw his fist. So, you know, he told him, and like, man, give him half or whatever. So from that point on, somebody put the money up, I was getting half. So it started playing around Congress Park. Wayne was cool with people in Valley Green, take me at the Valley and play guys. Then he'd take me up 15 plays, take me up Stanton Terrace, take me everywhere. I was playing all these older guys too. I was playing grown men. So then, next thing you know, it came down to me starting to play against real basketball players, guys that was in high school or guys, you know, my age or older. I always played people older than me. I didn't really play nobody for no cash that was my age. My friends and all us, we played one-on-one all the time for free all the time. We just play all the time. I took some L's too. I got some W's. I got more W's than I got L's, but like all my friends pretty much beat me. Like, Boy beat me before. He's shorter than me. He is a little scrappy dude that just fight to the end. And then we all lived up there, so we all could make shots. I mean, Hari beat me. Hari used to mostly beat me in shooting contests. Hari was like a flat out shooter. He used to shoot so high, and every time he'd just make it. He used to beat us in horse and stuff like that all the time. Or if we played 33 or 500, any games like that, he would beat. Black beat me one time. I know he gonna love hearing me admit this. Black beat me one time. Only once though. Even my friend Paul wasn't even no real basketball player. PJ, he just competitive. But that's it. That's what it is though. When you play all the time against your friends, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some, especially when all y'all competitive. But the game changed when Spriggs came down there one day and Ernie had me playing against Black Bink. Everybody know Black Bink, R.I.P. Bink, rest in peace. Bink was a monster. He was strong, he was short, he was built, stocky, and he wasn't really that short. Bink was probably like 6 feet, 6'1" or something like that. But Bink was a grown man. He had a grown man body, he had crazy handle, he was real strong and everything. This was like the first time I really played somebody for some cash. It was at nighttime. We had lights up there. It was packed out there. Everybody was out there. I wasn't scared to play him. I was really, really, really confident. But I've never played anybody like his size or with his skill set and ability before that was like a real basketball player. He played at Dunbar, so everybody knew who he was. Like I played against guys who could flat out hoop every day, like, you know, Chris, I mentioned before, and Kenny Washington and guys like that. But Bink was on another level because he was playing school ball for Dunbar and stuff. So I played Bink, and I mean, it's sad to say it though, it wasn't even hard because he really ain't had no defense. And offensively, he had handle and was strong to get to the basket, but I was young, tall, and I was athletic. So he'd back me all the way down, or he'd go by me, but I'd meet him at the rim, and I made his shots hard, and he was missing layups and stuff. And I'd get it back, and I'd just go back and just pull up and shoot. And I probably didn't shoot any layups the whole game. And I would take out, like we playing at Malcolm X where I live at, I would take out at half court. Usually people take out the top of the key. I'd take out at half court, and they throw me the ball, and if you don't come out there, I can shoot from half court on this outside basketball court. It's not the regular half court, like a 90 feet court that we play in gyms and stuff, but you know, the court itself was probably total maybe 50 feet or something like that. I don't know, but it wasn't long. And I just stand by half court, but half court was further away than the NBA 3-point line. It probably would stop at like the circle of regulation half court, like the half circle. It'd probably be at the front of the circle. That's about where half court was probably at. And I used to do that on the regular. So I take off from right there. If they don't come out there, I just shoot it. And for the money, whoever betting used to always be like, man, stop shooting all them jumpers. But it's going in. That was my game. So I beat Bink. Next thing you know, after I beat Bink, another guy came around. Everybody know him too, and people probably don't even know I beat him back then either. And I always talk about him as being one of my favorite players. Like, he's one of the top 5 in his city, period. But a lot of people didn't get a chance to see him play. But Big Hands Irk, it was the same thing with him. Irk would just back you down, and his arms were so long, and he was athletic. He had a hook dunk on you. Like, he used to do this in the games all the time. But I just had so much experience, man, from playing against Wayne Valentine one-on-one, getting hacked, and him backing me down, and playing with older guys and learning little tricks from them and things like that, that I really mastered playing one-on-one. So when I was playing Irk, same thing. Everybody tried to back me down because I'm skinny, and they feel like, oh, he ain't strong. But I was strong. I just didn't look it. But I would let you back me down because somebody else taught me that no matter how much they back you down, they gotta pick the ball up. And after you pick the ball up, you can't take any steps. The only thing you can do is pivot. So I was smart enough to know that, let you back me down, and when you stop your dribble, now you're at my mercy. Because if you didn't go straight up, which I would adjust so you couldn't, now you got to get the ball up over the rim. So I would just sit back there and wait for it. So by the time you go to shoot, I'm going to contest it at the rim. And that made everything difficult for you. So same thing with Irk. He ain't want to guard me by half court. He kicked the ball out. I'm shooting the jumper. Then he started coming out there. I had handle him, shake with me, give you a move. Then it's a race to the basket. Either you're going to foul me or I'm going to get a layup. That's how I play one-on-one. If you don't come out there, I'm shooting the jump shot. If you come out there, I'm giving you one hard move and I'm going full speed to the rim. You got to tackle me, hack me or something, or I'm going to get a layup. And the bad part about it was I used to go on the court at nighttime and practice. We used to go to 16 by ones when you play for money. I used to go on the court and practice making 16 shots in a row. All this was for one-on-one. I'd be by myself. I would simulate the game. I'd get the ball and I'd shoot my jump shots, see if I can make 16 in a row, or I just give a move and drive to the basket and finish. That's all I did. I used to actually work out to play one-on-one. Saying all that, I ran through the whole city. I played against whoever, anywhere, however, and won. One time, somebody lost money on me. I'm not taking the L because it was different. Went uptown Northwest. They had me play against a dude. He was about my height, a little shorter than me, strong, cut up. He had like a 10-pack. He out there playing with his shirt off, going neighborhood. First of all, and I'm gonna say this too. They didn't want to come and meet halfway. They didn't even want to come nowhere near Southeast or anywhere close to me. Told them to come around our way. They didn't want to do it. I went up there by myself with my guy, not by myself, but with me and my guy, Big Will. We went up there to go play this one-on-one game. And it was just me, him on Emory Playground in Northwest. It was like 300 people out there. He was the neighborhood hero. And then you got me. They sitting on the hill, they on the fence, everything crowded. The game, and I'm not lying, took 3 whole hours to finish because he was tired. He all cut up and in shape and everything. After every shot, I blocked a kid, one of the young dudes on the court, kick the ball down over the fence or throw the ball so he can get on his shorts and rest. I'm still standing up strong. He on his shorts resting. Call foul every time. I couldn't get no calls. When I go to the basket, he'd hack me, try to take my head off and everything, and I'm still standing strong, used to it. He couldn't even take it. They branded guns. They showing guns, trying to scare me and everything. And it was just me and one dude, my man, Big Will, R.I.P., who bet the money. It was just me and him. And the dude could not do anything with me, but they just kept prolonging the game, wouldn't give me no calls. He called ball every time I blocked the shot. It took 3 whole hours. Then it got to a point, Big Will was like, man, y'all go ahead, take the money. And we did that, rolled out. We was like, all right, game 2, y'all coming outside. Y'all come to Southeast. Nah, we ain't coming over there. All right, well, come to the bridge, Southwest. There was a basketball court under the bridge. Nah, we ain't coming over there. So me, being the competitor I am, we went back up there again, played on another court. Same thing happened. That time, we didn't even finish the game. It was the same thing. Youngins out there, they got guns, showing me guns, trying to scare me. You better not score. You better not this. It was just crazy. And they took credit and said he beat me twice. No, not happening. Didn't happen. Not like that. My man was like, man, y'all just go ahead and take it. He gave him the money, but no, I ain't lose. One-on-one for money, I've never, ever, ever lost. And I played hundreds of games against whoever, however, even if it was 2-on-2 or 3-on-3, never lost. Never, 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 ever. Nah, yeah, but for real though, yeah, it was an experience though, and I think all that stuff together made me the player that I am today, or was, or whatever you want to call it. I don't really play no more now because I'm teaching and I don't have time to work on me. You know, when you get older, you really got to strengthen your body and you got to be serious about it because you can get any type of injury. So, yeah, scratch that. I just play for fun now. Not trying to get no check from playing for no money or anything like that. But, you know, that's a part of becoming great. That's my story for part 2. Let me tell y'all a quick story. I was just talking to my mother on the phone after I was watching the basketball game, the LA Sparks and Phoenix Mercury WNBA. And I was talking to mom on the phone. We was just kicking it. I got a nephew that's incarcerated right now. He's been there for a while, maybe 3 years, I think. And we were just talking about some things and brought up some old stuff. And I was telling her I was over one of my best friend's house one day, and RIP to his brother. A lot of people in our neighborhood know him. I'm not gonna put his name out there for, you know, the story I'm about to tell, but we were sitting in the house in his room, in his little brother's room, my best friend. And we was just in there kicking it, chilling. And his brother came in the room and had a gun. So he was pointing the gun at me, talking, and he's always trying to scare me and everything, but just, you know, acting crazy. He was pointing the gun at my head and just playing. And my friend kept hollering, man, stop playing, man, stop playing. He's like, nigga, I know what I'm doing. He's like, stop playing, stop playing. He's like, man, stop being all scared. So he took the clip out of the gun. I was like, you happy now? You happy now? He was like, oh, still stop playing around people with the gun. And he pointing the gun at my head. And then next thing you know, he was like, man, yo, for real, stop playing. You never know. I don't care you took the clip out. Stop playing with the gun. And he was like, man, look. He took the clip. He took the chamber and opened it up, and a bullet fell out. And he was pointing this gun at my head with his finger on the trigger, playing with the gun. Like, if he would have pulled that trigger playing around, trying to scare me, you know, I wouldn't be sitting right here telling this story. But that's the story I had to add to it, to tell about God's grace. That comes from prayer, man. My mom prayed for me so much, you know, and God's blessings covering me and watching over me. You know, that could have been ugly. Real, real, real ugly. But hey, I'm here to tell this story and talk y'all head off for a long time. I got a long story to tell. It's gonna be good though. I got a lot of stories. I'm gonna get into the celebrity lifestyle with all the celebrities who used to fly me in to play ball. I used to go play everywhere, pick up games, 5-on-5 for money, 1-on-1 for money. I can tell you stories about the BMF homies. When I first came back from overseas, one of my friends called and was like, yo, you heard of these cats called BMF? They down here in Miami in a strip club dropping all this money, this, that, and the other. I was like, nah, I never heard of them before. As soon as I touch down and get home, the night I get home, I go out. At this time, Privé was popping. I get there, and I see all these dudes I know, and they had these shirts on BMF. I'm like, yo, what is that? And the homies was like, yo, get familiar. And that was a wrap. I got a lot of stories to tell about that too. Next time.